Hey everyone, Claire here, and today I'm going to talk to you about chilies, which are my favorite. I'm sure you guys have noticed that I almost always have spice in my recipes, even desserts, even smoothies, so I'm pretty obsessed. And I grew up and live in LA, so I've always been pretty lucky about having really fantastic chilies in all of their glorious forms really close to me. So I thought it'd be really fun to talk about some of them today. So I have a spread of basically the chilies that I just use the most, and I think that these are also some of the easier ones to find. So to start, the fresh chilies. So I have on the board a poblano, a serrano, a jalapeno, and a habanero. So you've probably seen these in the grocery store. The jalapeno is definitely the most popular. And basically when you have a green chili, it actually is gonna have a green flavor. It's gonna be a little bit grassy, kind of vegetal, and they have varying degrees of heat, which I will get to later. The thing is that most chilies actually ripen on the vine, so they can turn red. And usually the longer that they ripen on the vine, the hotter they get. So for instance, if you see a jalapeno that's red, or you see a poblano that's starting to turn red, it usually means it's gonna be a little bit spicy. But the funny thing about chilies is you could have one pepper on one branch be so super spicy and another one have very little heat. So it really is one of those things where if you're using chilies in a recipe, especially fresh chilies, you wanna taste it and then you decide how much you want to use in the recipe, because who knows, you might need to add more, you might need to use very little. Habaneros are extremely spicy, and if you want to see a video on how to handle habaneros, that is in another 10-second living. But this is the one where you typically use gloves. You do not want to touch your eyes afterwards because it is literally that spicy. So now I have the dried variations. So I have a guajillo chili, which I use in my red salsa. It just has an amazing sort of smoky, rich, really fantastic sort of red chili flavor. Chile De Arbol, you will find this kind of, I feel like this is the go-to dry chili. I feel like this is what everyone has in their pantry somewhere lurking. But this actually has a really nice high heat compared to the guajillo, which is kind of mild. And then I thought this was kind of a fun show and tell. This is the poblano fresh. This is the ancho chili dried. So you'd think it would just be called a dried poblano. It's not. Ancho chili is a poblano that has been dried. I found this out because I originally thought a poblano chili that's been dried was a pasilla. I was wrong. But you will find ancho chilies and pasilla chilies in a lot of amazing Mexican cooking, especially in poblano style cooking. So if you have ever had mole, that means you have enjoyed ancho chili and pasilla chili. I then have Chipotle, not Chipotle, like my mother-in-law refers to it as, but Chipotle. And basically Chipotle is a smoked jalapeno, and typically it is then sort of pickled is probably the wrong word, but marinated in a really delicious sauce. So it's called an adobo sauce, and it's usually tomatoes, spices, garlic, lots of vinegar, just the most delicious. A lot of times I'll just use the sauce and just add it to salsa because it just makes it immediately interesting. And then we have cayenne pepper, which actually is a pepper. It's a super long pepper that grows, popularly in Italy, but it's like a long pepper, just like anything else you'd find. And they dry it and then break it down and turn it into the powder that we're all used to. So an important thing to know when you're working with chilies is the Scoville system. It's basically the system that they measure heat with. So every pepper has like a different sort of Scoville unit. So habanero can be anywhere between like 250,000 to 500,000 Scoville units. A jalapeno, on the other hand, is about 5,000 Scoville units. A poblano, adorably, is like 0 to 1,000 because it's like not very spicy at all. So you can see there's a lot of variance. So if you ever are curious about how spicy the pepper you want to use is, you can just look that up real quick, Scoville unit X pepper, and it will tell you. But anyway, this is just sort of like a quick crash course on peppers and chilies, which are the same thing. So I thought that you guys would enjoy this because it is one of my all-time favorite ingredients, and I hope you enjoyed learning about some of our favorite spicy ingredients. All right, well, if you have any other questions about an ingredient you're obsessed with, please put it in the comments below. I would love to talk about it, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.